Hi, I'm Jenny Connor, an early childhood educator from Tasmania, and we're here today to talk about intentional teaching. So welcome to Judy Radich, who's going to share her rich experience with us.
Thanks, Jenny. Yes, my name's Judy Radich and I'm an early childhood educator. I've been working in early childhood for a long time now, and I manage a long day care centre in Tweed Heads in northern New South Wales. At our service we have a shared yard. We believe that it's important that our younger children have opportunities to be with our older children, so that's something about our values and beliefs about young children and childhood.
And like a family, really.
That's right, and we do have siblings in both rooms, so we do like our siblings to have a lot of time together while they're in centre-based care. After a little while we noticed there was going to be a bit of a safety issue we felt with some of our toddlers. We had some lovely four-wheel drive trucks and
these are toy trucks.
These are toy trucks. But we noticed that a lot of the preschoolers were just tearing around the yard.
As they would.
As they do, you know, with their heads down and their bottoms up and going as fast as they could. So there was a bit of a safety issue for some of our younger children. And so we as educators decided that we needed to think about how we could, you know, minimise that risk to those younger children. After educators talking about it, it would have been really easy for us to just put the trucks away for a little while and provide some other experiences for the children. But we decided that, I guess part of our belief and long-term goals for young children is that they will learn to problem solve and work things out together and with our support. So we called a meeting and
with the children
and the educators, and just really discussed with children what was worrying us. And over time it was really interesting because obviously children, as you know, like us, have many different opinions and views about how we might manage that. And some children thought we should put the trucks away.
Lock away the trucks.
Yeah, somebody suggested we might like to sell the trucks and buy something else. And other children thought we should perhaps just have the trucks out when the little ones weren't outside, so we'd minimise that time that they could use the trucks. And so it was a really rich conversation with children over several days, and we documented that, and then the next day we'd come back to it. And sometimes we have different children on different days, so we wanted to include the bulk of the children in those conversations.
That in itself is very thoughtful, isn't it, to make sure that everyone has a say?
Yes, yeah.
So how did you solve the problem collaboratively?
Well, I guess at some point we got to a place where we were just wandering round and round. So one of the educators decided to share with children some of the things that she likes to do on their holidays and weekends, and that's going to a four-wheel drive park and camping and going four-wheel driving. And she brought some photos and the children looked at those, and so it came to a general view that maybe we could create a four-wheel drive park.
That sounds adventurous. How did you go about it?
Well, we talked with the children about what sort of things we might see in a four-wheel drive park, and obviously there were things like trucks, and there were or four-wheel drive vehicles, and things like trees and rocks and logs and streams, and I guess our educators' photographs supported children in thinking about what there might be there. So. And so a decision was made that we would create a safe place within an area of the service and create a four-wheel drive park.
Okay, what happened then?
Well, we decided we needed to step our way through that, and so the first thing was to get a truckload of rocks delivered, which we did.
When were they delivered?
We had them delivered one morning at 9 o'clock when the children had arrived. Yes, I guess in our service also we like children to be involved in real experiences. We know there are risks of a truck coming into our yard, but we believe that it's really important for children to learn that things don't just happen by magic, that you know, things come and things get delivered, and part of creating something is something really important for all of us to be involved in. So
it's part of life.
It is really. So, you know, the rocks were delivered, and I mean, most young children love big trucks and a pile of rocks, so we made sure they were safe while the truck was there, and then we got to work. And I think it took us 5 days to, with children, move 2 metres of rocks.
Staff and children together.
Yes, and it was really cooperative, even from the little tiny toddling babies putting 2 rocks in a bucket to, you know, children with wheelbarrow fulls and stuff. So that was our first step to creating the path.
So what do you think intentionally the staff were aiming for? The staff member who brought the photo, she had some intentions, and the way in which you went about creating the park within the playground, that had intentions behind it.
Well, I guess the first intention was to still allow the children to be able to use the trucks in a constructive way, and so everyone had access. But I guess there was the bigger idea that children could be part of creating something, and they certainly were part of creating something. So I think for them it did create a sense of achievement. There was a sense of ownership, that they had a lot of say in how things could be managed in the service, and there was a lot of cooperation and negotiation, and you know, we all thought that we should have a stream in this park, because you know that would be great with four-wheel drives and trucks, but because at that time we were in a drought, so we talked. So that then gave us another opportunity to talk about, you know, what being in a drought means. And so we decided that we couldn't have a stream until there was rain.
Ah. And so it means too, doesn't it, that seeing children as active and resourceful learners also means that they take on responsibility. They begin to learn to take on responsibility for big issues like sustainability. So it was a rich experience.
It was, and it's an ongoing experience in a way. It grows and changes as the children's needs change, and different children come through the service. So after some time it's still there and it's still working.
We pick all the sticks. It's like why I be the king of the castle. I'm the king of the castle. You're the king of the You're the king of the castle. You're the dirty castle. And you're the dirty castle. Everybody's the king of the castle. Me up here and then I don't want Jeffy there. I want for my people.
Well, thank you, Judy. That's been a fantastic conversation. And we hope that these materials will be a valuable resource for all kinds of early childhood settings to inspire conversations and reflections.